Yo, what's good, y'all? It's your boy HenDawg, and we back to it. You know how we do it. Basketball Stories, Indiana Glory with Larry Bird, Reggie Miller, and Isiah Thomas, Part 2. Part 2, man. I got a lot of positive feedback on the first one, so let's get this second one out. The first, 11 minutes of this video was pretty good. It was really good. So yeah, let's get to Part 2. We straight into it. We got Basketball Stories, Indiana Glory with Larry Bird, Reggie Miller, and Isiah Thomas. 3 Indiana GOATs. We got Indiana State, Indiana Pacers, and Indiana Hoosiers. Let's get it.
And that's what sports does. You know, it tries to bring people together.
Facts. Meet people from all different cultures, you know, just by playing basketball.
Differently, right? You could have just Larry did us a huge solid.
Hold on, what are we talking about? I was talking, I didn't hear what they were saying. I guess I can rewind it.
A huge solid. You could have just had you handled that press conference differently, right? You could have just Larry did us a huge solid.
Oh, talking about when they played against each other. Okay. We about to get to some little, you know, some little back and forth stuff right here. Let's get to it. They won it. Isiah won a national championship, y'all? How do I not remember that? What year?
79 championship versus Michigan State, drafted by the Celtics. You win the championship with Coach Knight and the Hoosiers in 81.
Yep.
81, okay.
Pistons come a-calling, and you guys are headed towards a collision course.
I come in 81 after winning the championship. I'm watching him in the NBA Finals. Larry Bird.
Iconic.
12 seconds on the shot clock. Larry Bird wants a three-pointer. The Boston Celtics have won the World Championship in 1981.
And
I think that shot don't get enough credit. He took the jump shot, missed it, got his own rebound, and then finished it with the left. Like, that's so tough.
Larry Bird.
That's so tough. I'm gonna try to reenact that one day.
The Boston Celtics have won the World Championship in 1981.
And I'm like, I want to.
Yeah, I want to be part of that.
I want to
Absolutely.
I want to learn how to do that.
Yeah.
Because they were playing basketball at such a high level.
Mm-hmm.
Now I had won a championship in Indiana, and I knew in Detroit we were nowhere near that level. Not only of play, but of thinking. Like the intellect that they were playing with was it was like they on another level, and I got to learn how to do that if I want to win.
Well, we had a lot of talent. And
That was athletic Bird right there. But write in the comments for me real quick, who was on that team? Because that same team that he won in 81, it was different than the team that, 86? I know he won in 86 and then whatever other year, because he got 3 championships. But let me know who was on that 81 team that wasn't on, that 86 and then whatever other year it was. I think it was, 87? No. I don't even know. What was this other year he won? I don't want to look it up real quick. I wish I had a producer in here to let me know. But yeah, let me know the differences between those 3 teams and which one was the best team.
some guys had to give up a little bit. Obviously, we had Kevin in the post and DJ. Even DJ gave up some opportunity to score to keep guys motivated to the game. But I play with some guys.
But not some of the same trained players.
They like to talk a lot, never stop talking. But they were talented, and they came to play for the most of the time, That's all you can ask for.
How did the roster change from upstart Detroit Pistons to Buddha and Lambeer and Rod? I mean, you had to change things.
I don't know if you remember this game, Larry, but we played at Hartford. It was an exhibition game. We went up 1, and we walk out on the court, and Benson is guarding Larry, right? And Larry looks at me and he was calling me cheesy. He goes, cheesy, like you putting him on me? You wasn't him on me. I was like, that's all I got, man. That's all I got right now. And he goes, I'm taking right down to the baseline. I'm shooting right over him. So after the game, our buses were lined up next to each other, right? And Larry goes, hey, man, don't ever put that guy on me. Like, right? So the next year...
Larry hated when they put other white dudes on him, which I think is one of the funniest trash talk Larry Bird stories. Whenever they put a white guy on him, he had a problem with it. I think that's hilarious.
You're coming back, right? We playing in Hartford again, and I said, Larry, I got something for your ass. Nah, he said, who? I said, Rodman. I said, I got somebody for you now.
He locked him up?
They were great teachers, and the lesson was, you know,
was an offensive foul.
You got to play at a high level. You got to be better. And everything that the Detroit Pistons became is because of them. And that's real talk.
Fred, how does
that's high praise right there.
It feels great. Whatever happened to the Los Angeles dynasty? You guys were talking about a dynasty. Here's where it is, right here. That's the dynasty.
Oh, Red, crazy.
Even the world right now.
Being on these
He dissing Showtime?
elite teams, you know, you're talking about guys having to sacrifice. Listening to you guys' the conversation about having these tough conversations with Hall of Fame players.
No, I didn't have a lot of conversations. I led by example. And they knew. My teammates knew at the end of the game if it was close, I was going to take the shots. They knew that.
Right.
So they could set better picks. They'd go for the offensive board. But, you know, 80% of the time I was going to take that shot. I always try to lead by example. It worked for me. I know some guys like to talk and get guys together. But I just thought I got the most out of our guys just by playing hard, trying to keep them involved. You know, Reggie, the game of basketball is pretty simple if the ball's moving.
Facts.
Now, the point guard can do whatever he wants to do. Instead of dribble from one side to the other, back foot. But he's an initiator. And if he gets that ball moving, that ball's moving, everybody feels a part of it. It doesn't matter where it ends up because it's always going to end up to the best player. You know? Sometimes that always happens. But
Ball has energy.
that's right. And you get that ball moving and good things happen all the time. It's a pretty simple game if you play it the right way.
Sellout crowd, Boston Garden, Game 5 Eastern Conference Finals.
1987?
Had battles over the years. Game 5, series tied 2-2. Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, tell me how that happened. Let's tell me how that happened.
You're taking the ball.
Yes.
You're taking the ball out.
The most trusted player.
The most trusted player.
Back up, right? I'm watching them play against the Lakers every year. Right? And I'm taking notes. I'm learning. And I watch James Worthy on the side in front of the Lakers bench make a pass. Gerald Henderson steals the pass.
Right.
Now I'm watching Magic dribble out the shot clock, and I got all these notes, right? I'm learning. This is how we got. And I had just made a shot, to put us up 1.
Boston down 1. Bird got him by the horn. Drives around him. And the ball
Good block.
gets knocked out of bounds by HenDawgz. They call it the other way.
So the ball goes out of bounds. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna get it to Lambeer. He's one of our best foul shooters. Big guy, so I'm gonna put it up in the air. And it was like in slow motion. It was like the ball goes up in the air.
So you had no idea where he was.
I didn't even see him.
It's a quick ball with 5 seconds to go. Now there's the
Oh.
underneath the
Larry was sneaky with it. Bill Walton? The announcer's voice don't sound right.
What were you thinking as the ball was coming in?
But when I went in for
I never
that
saw him
shot,
run that damn pass, by the way.
so I seen Isaiah, Jerry's jumping up down. I seen Isaiah throw it. I just took off over the fouling. Like he said, I go, damn, that's slow motion. And somehow I got in there and got my hand on it. There's a scoreboard in the corner there. It told me how many seconds. I knew I had plenty of time. But out of the corner of my eye, I seen a white shirt streaking. And I knew it was DJ. It had to be DJ.
Right.
I turned into him. He laid in. But that's a bang play. Sometimes that stuff happens to him. What the heck just happened? But it happened. And unfortunate for Isiah, but for us, we got to play on, you know. We gave us another chance because we lost that game. They probably would have beat us that year.
He says, okay, I turn around and I see DJ, the clock and everything. Now I'm looking at him and he's standing on, this is the out of bounds line. And this dude like on his damn toes.
Like Michael Jackson.
That's like Michael Jackson. And in my mind, I'm like saying, please fall, please step out of bounds, step out of bounds. And it felt like he hovered there on his toes for about 5 seconds. That was a great play. But what we learned from that.
Call timeout.
Call timeout in 48 minutes. After that,
it's always 48 minutes.
You start hearing us 48 minutes every play.
After that tough 7-game series, Rodman had comments.
Yes.
You know, about Larry Legend. Then they come to you.
What?
And you had comments.
Yeah, so here.
Let's talk about it. Before they talk about their opinions, which these are the two living legends that went through it. But I want us to talk about it a little bit in the comments. How do y'all feel about that? Do y'all think, take all the biasness aside, if you're a Pistons fan, if you're a Boston fan, like take all that out the door. I want these comments to be real, how you really feel about this situation. Do y'all think if Larry Bird was black, he would just be, just a good player? There was a lot of good players back in the day, but do y'all think that Larry Bird got all the recognition and all the shine and, all the love that he got because he was white? Let me know. I mean, I wasn't there. I wasn't born yet. I was born in 1992, so this was way before I was even thought of. So I can't be there to know that. But I've watched Larry Bird highlights, and I don't care if he was black, blue, green, red, whatever. He was tough. Yeah, I haven't seen too many players that was doing the things that Larry Bird was doing on the court. So I disagree with it. But like I said, I don't know how much praise he was actually getting back then. So I can't sit here and say. So let me know in the comments, y'all. What do y'all think? Do y'all think that he deserved all the recognition he got? Or did he just get it because he was a white player in a predominantly black league? Let me know in the comments.
Here's the thing, right? Game 7, I think Larry has like a triple-double, he torched Rodman, right? So Rodman's all upset, and anybody who knows Rodman,
emotional,
right? So they get him the mic, and he says what he says, right? So then they come to me, and I kind of sarcastically if and I kind of echoed, and so that comment went out. Now here's the beauty of it. Larry, you had my career right in the palm of your hands. Had you handled that press conference differently, you could have just but this is what this man said.
If the statements or whatever was said doesn't bother me, I don't think it should bother any of us. But I just feel sorry for Isiah because, just walking in this room and seeing everybody, it must have touched a lot of people. But if Isiah tells me that it was a joking matter, I think we should leave it at that.
Now, the media at that time, they kept playing it on. Right. And that's where it went. But Larry did us a huge
Do you understand
solid.
that moment that he's talking about?
Come on, Reggie. We've been in locker rooms, taking tough losses. Competition sometimes brings the best out of you and the worst.
Mm-hmm.
And there's sometimes after games, I feel like saying things too.
Right.
Isiah was a great basketball player. He had a big career ahead of him. To damage his career by saying something I didn't mean. He didn't need that in his. I didn't need it. I was going to go in the finals. I'm doing a press conference, a packed place, and they're trying to push this thing to another level. Get out of here. I got to
get ready for Worthy and Magic.
Because if it meant something, I would have said it. Mm-hmm. But it meant nothing to me.
Finally, after going head-to-head
that's real
against the Celtics, you guys finally won in '88.
We still don't believe we beat them.
Yeah.
Hail to the new Eastern Conference Kings.
Before we get to 1988, once Detroit finally beat them, shout out to Larry Bird, man. there's a lot of reasons to not like Isiah Thomas. That right there, the thing he did with Magic Johnson, where he was, you know, with the AIDS situation, the whole Dream Team situation when he walked off the court and didn't shake. Like, it's a lot of stuff that you could say, you know, that Isiah wasn't that great of a guy. But through all of that, like this situation right here, Larry Bird didn't care. Like, I respect that. That's how I would be. I'd be like, I don't care. Like, if it don't bother me, it shouldn't bother y'all. And the fact that Larry Bird, you know, he heard the statement, he heard what they were saying, and, you know, he still didn't want to damage Isiah's career, I think it says a lot about Larry Bird and who he is as a person. So shout out to Larry Bird, man.
The Detroit Pistons finally. 31 years it took them. McHale and Thomas. What a picture that is. Good luck against the Lakers, I'm sure, is what McHale is telling the Pistons.
All right, and just like that, shout out to Isiah. I just talked bad about him, but I see him being a good sport right there, and he is a competitor. Like, let me not go past that and you know, and he's a competitor. Like, a lot of competitors may not, you know, be the nicest person or, you know, always want to shake hands with people. So shout out to Isiah. Don't get it twisted. Great player, but I think I just had to, you know, throw that out there.
So 88, Game 5 in the Garden. My Game 5 the previous year was a disaster.
Right.
Game 5, I'm coming back and I'm like, okay, I got to win this game. We got to
go crazy.
When we was finally winning and they were exiting the floor, I still couldn't believe, like,
We just beat Larry Bird and the Celtics.
Yeah. And that was a beautiful moment, you know, for us. And I hope that as champions, we went on and, you know, honored the way that we have been taught how to play. The admiration that we all have for you, Larry, you inspired a lot of us, not only with your play, but the courage you had, you know, to fight for, you know, what you wanted, you know, in terms of winning and trying to win. You were slaying the giants, like the real giants.
I said
right?
one thing I have that a lot of people don't have. There's a lot of players that have it. I had the ability to play every night. I brought it every night.
Yeah.
I had a good understanding that Celtics paid me to win basketball, and it was my job to win basketball. So every time I walked out there, I felt I had to win to make them happy.
Mm-hmm.
And the one thing I can say of everything I've done was I gave them all. You know, I paid the price with a lot of injuries I had, but I laid on the line every night, practice, playing, and it made me better. And plus, I was playing against the world's best.
And that's where we're going to stop this video at. Shout out to Larry Bird, man. Bird Gang, where you at? Write something in the comments, man. But I appreciate y'all for watching this video. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Go ahead and like this video if you like this video. And go ahead and write something in the comments. Let me know how you feel about, this was more about Isiah and Larry Bird. I feel like Reggie is more like the commentator and kind of, you know, is interviewing them too, which I'm okay with that. I'm okay with hearing about them. But yeah, man, write something in the comments. You know, let me know how y'all feel about this rivalry between the Celtics and Boston. I mean, I said the Celtics and Boston. This rivalry between Detroit and Boston, and more specifically Isiah and Larry Bird, man. But I appreciate y'all like always. We out.